Something extraordinary has just been confirmed about you, and it happened without your permission, without your effort, and without your awareness. Someone has been watching you so closely, studying your energy so carefully, that they began trying to become you. Your words, your style, your presence, your way of moving through the world. Someone decided that what you carry is worth imitating. And here is what makes this moment spiritually significant. They failed, not because they lacked intelligence or effort, but because what you carry cannot be downloaded, copied, or reconstructed. It exists only inside the original, and you are the original. In all of spiritual history, across every lineage of chosen souls, every sacred archive of divine assignments, there is one truth that appears without exception. Authentic frequency has never once been successfully duplicated. Shadows have been cast, imitations have been attempted, replicas have been constructed with precision and intent. But the living frequency of a soul that has been refined through real suffering, real integrity, and real divine alignment has never transferred through mimicry. Not once. The cosmic record shows 0 successful duplications of a genuinely original soul. What you carry was encoded before your birth, and it cannot be reverse engineered by anyone watching from the outside. Think about the journey that produced who you are right now. The nights you spent in silence working on your craft when no one was watching. The moments you chose authenticity over approval, depth over performance, truth over belonging. The pain you processed privately that became wisdom publicly. Every single one of those experiences left an invisible mark on how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you see. None of that is visible to someone watching from the outside. They can see the result, but they cannot access the root. And it is the root that produces everything. Your recent choice to remain yourself, fully and unapologetically, is exactly why the imitation collapsed. You have been observed from multiple directions simultaneously. Divine intelligence has been monitoring your frequency with the focused attention reserved for souls whose originality serves a purpose in the collective. But darker forces have also been studying you, specifically looking for what makes you effective, what makes people drawn to you, what makes your presence carry weight in a room. They identified someone in your environment who could be used as a mirror, a distorted one, to confuse you, to make you question your own originality, to make you doubt the value of what you carry. The imitation was not random. It was a strategic attempt to destabilize your sense of self. There were tests embedded in this experience. Moments when you noticed the imitation and felt the pull to shrink, to change, to abandon the very things being copied just to create distance from the replica. There were times when you could have publicly called it out in anger, performed your originality as a defense, or allowed bitterness to replace your natural confidence. But you did not. You kept moving. You kept creating. You kept being fully yourself without turning the imitation into a war. You chose security over reaction, depth over drama, and continued building while others were busy copying what you had already moved past. There is a celestial classification for souls whose originality is so potent that it triggers imitation in others as an involuntary response. It is a designation that recognizes not just uniqueness, but the kind of deep soul authenticity that cannot exist without having been tested, broken, rebuilt, and refined repeatedly over time. You have been entered into this classification. The beings who study soul frequency across lifetimes have noted that what you carry is categorized as irreproducible. Not because you are flawless, but because your frequency is the direct product of a journey that belongs only to you. That makes you not just rare, it makes you uncopyable by cosmic design. At the precise moment someone attempted to replicate your energy and the replication fell flat, God witnessed it. The archangels assigned to your originality and your divine purpose turned their full attention to that moment and recorded it as confirmation. Michael stood over your identity and ensured that no imitation could carry the authority embedded in your true frequency. Uriel illuminated the difference between the original and the copy for every soul with discernment who encountered both. The heavenly record notes that your authenticity held under the pressure of being mimicked, and that holding is considered one of the most sophisticated forms of spiritual maturity a soul can demonstrate. A decree has now been issued. The universe is not only confirming your originality, it is amplifying it. From this point forward, every attempt to copy you will function instead as an advertisement for the real thing. Every imitation that falls short will redirect attention back to the source. The divine intelligence that encoded your frequency before your birth is now turning up the volume on everything that makes you irreplaceable. The doors opening in your next season will not open for the replica. They are calibrated specifically to your soul signature, your lived experience, your particular brand of refined, tested, and divinely sanctioned originality. No one else holds the key. You are not simply a person with a unique style or an interesting perspective. You are an ancient soul carrying a frequency that was designed in realms beyond this physical dimension and deployed into this specific lifetime for a specific reason. The life you have lived, every wound, every reinvention, every season of doubt followed by return, was the manufacturing process of something the world has never seen before in your exact form. The people who imitate you are responding to something real, something powerful, something they can feel but cannot name. What they are reaching for is the signature of a chosen soul, and that signature is yours alone. Your mission is not to protect your originality. It is to pour it out without fear. You are being assigned to demonstrate what it looks like when a human being operates from their deepest authentic core in a winged world that rewards performance and punishes depth. Every time you create, speak, show up, or simply exist as fully yourself, you give permission to every soul around you to stop performing and start being. Your assignment is not to be louder than the imitations. It is to be so deeply rooted in your own truth that the contrast between original and copy becomes impossible to ignore. Authenticity at your level is not personal. It is a public service. Because the decree of amplification is now active over your life, the material world is reorganizing to reflect your true frequency. Opportunities that require genuine originality, the kind that cannot be faked in interviews, in rooms, in relationships, are now moving toward you specifically. Collaborations with other souls of deep authenticity are entering your orbit. Financial alignment is following your creative and spiritual output because the universe invests in originals, not replicas. Your audience, your community, your sphere of influence is being refined and expanded simultaneously. The people being drawn to you now are not drawn to a performance. They are drawn to a frequency, and that frequency is finally being broadcast at full power. You will not have to defend your originality in your next season. You will simply show up, and the difference will be self-evident. People who encountered the imitation first and then encounter, you will feel the shift immediately, like the difference between a photograph of a fire and an actual flame. Your presence will awaken something in people that the copy could never reach, a cellular recognition of genuine soul depth. The awakening moving through the collective needs original frequency carriers to serve as reference points, to show what real looks like so that people can calibrate their own discernment. You are one of those reference points. You always were. You are not alone in this experience. Across this world right now, thousands of original souls are being imitated, studied, and replicated by those around them, and every single one of those originals is being activated simultaneously by the same confirmation you are receiving right now. They are in different fields, different cultures, different stages of their journey, but they carry the same irreproducible soul signature. You will find them through resonance. A creative whose work makes you feel recognized rather than envious. A voice that feels like yours, but different. A soul whose originality makes you stronger rather than threatened. The network of uncopyable souls is assembling. You are one of its founding frequencies. If this reached something in you that felt like more than inspiration, if it felt like confirmation of something, you already knew but needed to hear, then comment 777 below to declare that your frequency is original activated and fully online. Share this with someone who has been copied, imitated, or made to feel like their uniqueness is a threat rather than a gift. They need to know what you now know. Subscribe, because the next message goes even deeper into the architecture of your soul's purpose and what you are specifically built to carry into this world. And stay until the very end, because the souls who are truly original always have the patience to receive the complete transmission.